123测试。
推算的正常。继续。
Finally, a base of our own. Soon we'll have eyes on every corner of the system. Well done, Captain. I heard about that. While my lawyers scratch their heads wondering how we deal with human salvage, I'm leaving the researchers in hibernation. Aside from the automated security, did you meet any resistance at the station? I knew it. They've been shadowing us since Monarch, maybe even longer. I've been less than honest with you. Your assignments weren't strictly about the salvage business. You might have figured that out already. You have an eye for patterns. Good. We need more contractors like you. After the Monarch job, I started connecting the dots. I didn't like the picture. Then what we found at Station 1084 confirmed my fears. You and I have stumbled onto something big. Something none of us were meant to know. I'm thinking more along the lines of the sapient species paradox. Ask yourself why a skeleton crew was studying that Alta Vitae gas in secret. Ask yourself why stockpiles were hidden on a planet full of monsters. Wrong. I think it's about intelligent life discovering us. Aliens. I'm talking about aliens. They're the ones responsible for the deaths at 1084, and who knows what else. We have to put a stop to it. Hear me out. I'm saying it's aliens. I'm not asking you to like it. I'm not even asking you to believe it. But I need to act on this threat to the colony, and I can't do it alone.
Well, at least she doesn't expect us to believe it.
The crew is skeptical. That's good. I don't want you walking into the unknown with blindfolds on. I assume you have questions?
晚上好。
If we're gonna see this through, I'll need your trust and commitment. Now's the time for setting doubts aside.
外星人距离是什么？
Conspiracy. One carried out with the help of human collaborators, assuming they haven't all been replaced. This is an invasion of our very cells. That damned gas is mixing our nucleon with halcyon biology to twist us, change us, make us more like those monsters on Monarch. No kidding. That's how they want it. When I lined up the evidence in my spreadsheet, there was only one possible conclusion looking back at me. This is my data talking, not my anxiety or lack of sleep. Sharing my findings took a calculated risk. If you were a spy, I doubt you'd even realize it. Only your cells would know. Tobias, get my knife, the big one.
网球真的要改朝换代了，乔克维奇输掉温网。
We each get one.
乔年纪也
Now
大
back
了
to business. Dr. Chartrand is the crooked psychopath behind the gas
因为不会有
experiments.
人永远不会
She
输
sold
的啊。
out her species, and I need you to put a bullet through her skull. She's a research scientist and a damn good one. Before UDL poached her, She engineered a 0.2% increase in
虽然
sissy
说输
pig
掉，但他还是
juices.
亚军，就是表情符号
Now
大
she's
笑。
doing the same
对
thing
啊
with humanity.
他也
Her
不是第一
fingerprints
轮
were
就输
all
了
over
这种。
Station 1084. You saw what she did to her team.
我猜美网他大概又会回
It's
世界
cute
球
that
王
you
宝座
think that
吧。
about me. I just want to add
这就不知道
savior
了。
of humanity to my resume. I've got ambitions outside of this office, you know. Besides, this way Sublight gets
去
first
年美
dibs
网
on
他没
alien
打不用保分。
salvage. Do you usually come across innocent people trapped in suspension tanks? Because some of us would call that excessive. Remember, the tanks were just the shit she left behind. Just imagine the experiments she carted off to her next lab. We're far beyond theories. Chartrand's logs, the gas, the suspension tanks, how much proof do you need? Wake up, Captain. An invasion needs collaborators working from the shadows. She has access to the board, unlimited funds, and a colony full of sheep. This keycard will get you through the front door of her Byzantium estate. Don't ask how I got it. You might not like the answer. By now, the other side knows what you're doing. Don't trust anything Chartrand says. She's compromised down to the bone. Maybe even deeper than that.
我们要去暗杀。
本来看第一局比数61，想说要看到第24座大满贯了，
结果就被反杀了，
没想到变5盘大战。
直接反杀。君王新的科学兵器。今天我要看他妈科宇还拿到高尔夫球冠军呢。昨天打一根进洞之后，今天还直接拿冠军，
Sam,
蛮屌。
my vacuum tubes require evacuating.
嗯
61、67、16、63、46。
百战停在哪里啊？
No, no.
还去不了拜占庭。
The one's in port. Yes. Welcome back, Captain. How can I...
没有。
I request you...
第2盘的抢七没拿下来，真的伤。
这就没办法、有时候该拿的没拿，就是会给人家机会逆转。
We're now in orbit above Fallbrook, Captain.
因为
Captain,
对方的
I wish
士
to
气
offer
可能
my
就起来。
commendations for convincing the UDL's gunship to leave HRS-1084. I did not favor the idea of being stripped.
对方的气势起来的情况下，可能就倒了。
Been sold for...
这种的话，球迷不会抱怨啊，现场状况不如人，就是下去表情符号大笑。
一定是这样啊！除非对方用作弊赢的，不然正常的手段也没有。
先前因为疫苗无法参赛，才一堆讨论 LOL。
你正常的情况下输了，抱怨也没说真的，抱怨也没人鸟你好吗？你就输了要什么抱怨呢？又不是对方，只要对方作弊赢你，那可能还有怎么说？人家用正当的手段赢，就抱怨就不会有人甩你。
对呀、
一枪就被我 KO 了，好烂。
正大光明被击败，只能下次再来。
对啊，就是下次请早这样。怎么追不到了？
虽然要看到年度全满贯，又只能等明年了。
全满贯没那么简单啊。那就像我朋友讲的，就是说他想要看到大谷完全比赛又自己敲拳也打赢球这样。
明年还有年度金满贯可以争取。
对，就困难的事情不是这么简单就可以搞定的呀。
瞧，他是2年都差一座表情符号大笑。
可是当他年纪越来越大了，这种事情就会越来越难。因为你的表现正常来讲都会受到年纪会慢慢影响，就慢慢变弱。所以说达成的可能性就会越来越低
所以才说可惜表情符号大笑。
真没办法，不错啦。有些人他妈终其一生连一个冠军都没拿到，对不对？他即使后面没有达成，也不会太可惜的。至少他拿了荣誉已经很多了。
这你要怪 Big 4XD。
人家也是为了自己拼尽全力。
这20年多少大满贯被他们拿 WWW。
有垄断市场啊，垄断市场。这个怎么？这个是河吗？还是
？I call this rotting river on account of all the dead things I've thrown over the years. It'll take you into the Devil's Peak caverns if you follow it under the bridge. That's one option.
对球迷来说，算有点感伤就是。Big 4莫瑞早早就下去变 Big 3。
上不去。就是说活跃的时间没那么久，看起来从这里绕样。没有死。
费德勒退役，纳达尔也大概明年要退了。
差不多，年纪也差不多啦，年纪也差不多了。
乔可能真的也看一场少一场。
是要讲且看且珍惜这样。
虽然他目前还是世界第2。
世界第2，蛮厉害的啊。
OK， 先闪等等聊。
好。全被 KO 掉了。20。 看这过高地。
I'm drinking here. Move yourself on. Nothing on this moon for nobody. There's a lot of heartbreak. You know, a tiny part, a damn stupid part of me hoped he was still out there. What happened? Damn. Well, you find our box of memories? Well, ain't you clever? Fine. I was supposed to pick him up that night. Thing is, another offer came along. Bit more lucrative. And their payment almost died with them. Thanks to you, I can afford another round. Cheers, hero. Look, I like your gumption. I was gonna share the bits, but here's a couple extra. Now go on. Even old Manta's passed. If you got in your mind that I want nothing on...
快报，煽动者、革命者。
Oh, hello! Good to see you again. Well, on the way back, I twisted something in my leg, foot area. Where does my foot end and my leg begin? Wherever that is, it hurts. So, no runs for me for a little while. Time to kick back and relax. Huh? Why? Oh, ha! You're funny. I did a dumb thing. I was trying to get away from a terror ray. Usually, you can just get away from their nest and they'll stop following you. But this one was really persistent. Chased me for, I don't know, forever. Scratched me up but good. I barely got away. Then I tripped over a void damn rock. A rock! Not even a slippery one. Till it stops hurting, I guess. Zora says I'll be fine in a month or so.
绊到腿。是虚空武器。哦，不用。 人物房实验室，这里已上锁。骇客前面我们武器终端钥匙卡。 要100。没什么钥匙卡，没钱。哎有哎，2了，有时候我没捡到而已。也是有的，只是没有认真找。 蛋。药物是欧阳。不是他。够黑心才能。怎么变慢了？哇，这是超重啊！连弹枪10，太重了吧？高负荷快速旅行好像有一个点是可以的。变得后，顶多后面重置就好了。科学武困。重量先扛起来，后面的重置。印刷机的代价好远。跨过去，好像有机会，后面有门。
Entering quiet mode. Mutant kill.
军机枪2代，步枪终极版。没有拿到什么厉害的东西。 哦，这完全跨越不过去的沟，没救，只能从这里，只能乖乖从路桥过去而已。这也不行，绕过去。还有这种野生的营地。哦，有一什么？20奥斯批新恋爱圣地是什么东西？因为我记得怪我都清了，我怎么会跑出来？
This area has been sanitized.
被自己人挡住了，啥都是空的。哎，有够废的，妈都空的。看到你了。哎，又不见了。有的刚被烧一团灰的，看不太出来。这个是团灰。
Ready to kill germs. The competition. One crew member requires maintenance. Rotation and maintenance job fulfilled.
破除。直接清掉。不用喷射器。 到哪里啊？我根本没必要进来。而且这边我之前经过，怎么又跑？ 清完那种这边又跑一波人来啊！这边我清过了、啊。还是这里，我只想要找工作台。等离子步枪强化，鱼上耍，炸裂弹夹，弹夹加50，等离子。 那这把这等于是步枪，射程增加，高精度6倍，2倍。 好，北兰给他弄个6倍镜，力弹夹，来个暴击伤害。 直接把它换武器。我是刚改装是改到自己的人物上面去，弄掉。 168、180，哦，这个是这种超远6倍镜。 都丢不用，跑得太。
Resuming passive. Please take a moment to complete this customer survey. Did you find Sam's cleaning today to be A. satisfactory, B. extremely satisfactory, or C. exceptional?
A、B、C 都是好的。
If Sora could see me now!
又被讲泰语。这。
Nyoka, you're a sight right now, I'll tell you what. We are up a creek.
I bet. You really come this far north for a printing press?
Yeah, I know, but that's the mission. Don't suppose y'all are busy right now. Thank the Eternal. We could use a hand. But we can't leave without patching these guys up. Acker here is bleeding out and Jensen can't see straight. Our medic has got our trauma kit, but we got separated. We ain't seen him in a couple of hours. Yeah, on account of giving him the order. He's searching the old settlement to the north of the press.
我救人，倒下的医生啊！一枪就1万多。
Dirt alert! Alert! Cleaning cycle complete.
我的狗不明白哪里有怪了。有。这么多怪，很少看到这么多只。那这医疗兵应该是挂了，果然。这么多只，挂才够小鬼。这边好像都没有看到有卖东西的地方。只有一个传送点，可是没有看到什么贩卖机，只能看这边进去之后有没有。
Any luck out there? Oh, fuck. Well, that's better than nothing. Thanks. We'll head out as soon as we're patched up.
哦，修好印刷机不用它，自己上就好了。NPC 来碍手碍脚。 觉里面都是怪，要小心。
Detective! Sam, putting trash in its rightful place for more than 70 years.
我开不了。
On the job! Good news, customer. All germs and contaminants have been neutralized.
哦，贩卖机有看到左边，我觉得贩卖机啊，都捡不起来的。眼罩。嗅觉，滚筒，没什么。它还有一个门可以进来，它不一定是要正面，侧面可以进。动先卖啊！等离子发射器、新机枪，再卖掉。新枪2代流卖充血。哦，415，你是卡宾枪。49，那个超重衣服。等级5可使用，14，竟然交5%，重的也没用， 手枪也没用，扩散。开锁这个是还可能有用，激励有一个就好，格挡没用，等级2。流血时间，开锁的在哪里？没东西。下面爬起来是不能开的，到后面。内地新2。太空船了。修好了。东西，单反，东西卖一卖。侧面走去看在哪里？哦，侧面这边没什么特别。侧面走过去而已。
If you'll just listen.
No, no more listening, no more preaching. We are losing people left and right. We need to act.
Enough, Zora. I'm not putting the torch to innocent people. Do you want to bring the board's cruisers and gunships down on us? Captain, apologies, but our situation grows dire. Our people talk of foolish endeavors. What news do you bring? They are armed all the same. All they need is a good reason, and war is one such reason.
We're out of time. We need food and ammunition. We need to hit Stellar Bay while we still have the manpower to do it. Doubtful. But we don't need much, and Sanjar isn't going to share. Yes, I know it's drastic, but it's clear that Sanjar will never cooperate. And if it's him or us, I choose us. It is. We are desperate. We're starving. My people are dying left and right.
Excellent.
Did you find the Vanoys? Lucky indeed. Thank you.
We're one step closer to bringing the truth to every man, woman, and child in Halcyon. This plan's brilliance is in its subtlety. For the time being, let us cease our activities on the tower, lest we bring premature attention upon us. I have much to do, articles to write, sermons to ponder. We live in such an exciting time. Let's talk later.
Hey, I need to see to the wounded, but drop by the clinic when you can. I want a word. Nice day, huh? For Monarch, anyway.
必得报仇。报仇，没有名字。没有名字就没有任务。电力不足，怎么那么快？这么快就电力不足，再换几组。继续冲啊！反正充电电池好几组，一组不组就是在换。
Hey, Captain. I need your help, and we ought to keep it hush-hush. You know about what happened here, right? The history of Amber Heights?
You're talking about the massacre. Back when the corps were pulling out, pirates raided the place and killed the MSI bigwigs living here.
Right. Common belief is that the pirates fled to an old relay station that had already been abandoned, but nobody could find them. The station's locked up, but one of my people found an old data cartridge in a nearby rat nest. It's mostly corrupted, but I pulled a couple codes off of it. One is the code to the Amber Heights gate. I don't recognize the other, but it's similar. I bet it opens a door. Right. The access codes to Amber Heights. What gets me is, if this belonged to the pirates, that means they knew someone there. If someone gave them the gate code, all those deaths, Captain, all that blood is on their hands. Graham isn't fond of talking about the history here. He had friends who worked here. The massacre hit him pretty hard. You know him. Live and let live and all that. I don't want to burden him right now, especially if this ends up being a dead end. I know it's a long shot, but if we miss something there, if you can get into that station, maybe we can get some answers. I surely do, but it's not far, and if they died in there, they died with their munitions. We'll need them. Besides, if it's filled with valuables from the aristocrats who lived here, we can pawn them off on Sublight and get ourselves ahead on our food budget. Just a warning. The area's infested with mantisaurs. I'd send some help, but we're, preparing for war. appreciate it. Here's the code. If it works, bring back anything you find. Supplies are best, but information's good too. If someone was behind the Amber Heights massacre, it'd give a lot of people around here some closure to find out who and string them up. Good luck. Watch out for the Taros.
人套，带我去可能会不会被打啊？又是这里。这边的怪怎么又出现了？
Infestation encroaching!
我想跑。
Scrubbing the dirt out. That will leave a stain. This area has been sanitized.
无冕霸王，巨型，刚那个叫巨型吗？感觉没很巨。这里。 变电站，我没来过吗？应该是有啊。壮弩鸟守卫。 轻回血送上去。对。 没什么特别。后面多一个任务就会出现一批怪。
Welcome back. You find anything out there? Let's see. These are old. Looks like correspondences between the pirates. Some bits here, some there, some... Wait. This one's got the Amber Heights gate code on it. Just like the one I found earlier. And here's... a letter. Wait, this is from Graham. Oh, of all the... Captain. He gave them the gate codes. Watch it. That's our leader you're talking about. My friend. I know he's got his head in the clouds, but I always believed there was a core of good there. What the hell happened to live and let live? Thank you for bringing this back, but I need some time. I gotta think. I'll let you know if I figure something out. Go take a walk, Captain. I'll find you once my head's on straight.
世界我的。开发市地安。
You look like a man who's looking for some mostly fresh animal parts? He'll probably be wanting it back. You see any sign of him? Funny place to leave a journal. But what about Mr. Pickett? That's pretty sad. He sure seemed like he knew what he was doing.
Anyone fool enough to chase after a queen is pretty fucking far from the know what they're doing class of people.
So this journal is all he left behind? Seems like I ought to read it. Looks mighty long, though. I bet she'll like that. She's real enthusiastic about all sorts of monsters. In any case, I appreciate you tracking down Mr. Pickett for me. Here's some bits for your trouble.
375.
Like what?
21.
Now, if we were like the other corporations, you wouldn't be allowed to run. But we're better. Anyway.
没看到可以谁可以讲，这都是的居民。这个有名字都可以讲。
I think I'm gonna be sick. I clean the apartments while everyone's at work. I've seen all sorts of messes, but this... If you're going into the apartments, do not go into the lower one on the right. That's where the body is. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go contemplate a hot shower.
左边、下面、右边。
Stellar Bay ain't safe. What's the world coming to?
Body bag dispenser empty. Please replace sack reel before disposing of any corpses.
不锈钢老鼠。都是这个殖民者为主，2个而已。左外野投掷赌局。
Ooh, you're the new face. Wow, you must be up on all the latest tossball games. So who do you follow? Wait, don't tell me. You look like a Hammersmith Thunder fan. No, Glacial Age Mammoths. I'd heard they'd gotten a new hacker. Is that why everyone's making such a fuss about you? But what are you doing on Monarch? Maybe we're not so isolated as I thought. So, what can I do for you? For a while, yeah. They'd come in all fuzzy and really late. Probably on account of all that iconoclast nonsense Graham was broadcasting. But lately, they've been coming through a lot better. I can almost see Letty Guzman's remaining teeth. Poor Isaac. I was wondering why I hadn't seen him in a few days. I'd really like to help. Isaac was a sweet fellow, even if he did have terrible teeth. They were pretty distinct. Monarch doesn't exactly have a thriving dental industry, and Isaac seemed to get stuck in all sorts of bad habits, dietary and otherwise. Sometimes he'd drink purpleberry punch by the liter, other times he'd keep betting on a losing team, started owing the wrong people money. I don't know for sure, but I saw Elijah and his buddies pushing Isaac around. They're hooligans from Fallbrook. They sweep into town, drop supplies off behind the warehouse, and spend the rest of their stay getting rowdy over tossball games. They usually loiter in the alley behind the yacht club. They're not allowed in the bar anymore. I bet you anything Isaac ran into trouble with one of them. Mr. Sanjar will be pleased to hear about it when you're done. I know he gets fed up with the Fallbrook bullies, but there's not much he can do.
调查鱼，哦，我在这里面。
I hear those rich people in Byzantium pay a handsome bit for rat musk.
那这里面还有东西找吗？就是爬上去。感觉是可以这样溜过去之后，一个失手就没了。沿着这边走看，可以走到哪里？ 有一个不行啊，
Vitals are in disarray.
根本就不能踩啊！那应该是另外一边的梯，右边的梯子是卡，就不去。这有啥？离子卡冰枪。哦。 就让你拿一只等级反冰枪。诶，啥特别？扣一把枪，就是让你不用付出什么成本就可以拿枪了，也还行。对，没了，没路。没名字就是没东西可以解，有名字才有可能弄。名字就是没。后面。
You ever think about what goes on in a marauder's head?
No, they're crazy.
But they still manage to feed themselves, dress themselves, work together.
They're on the other side of that wall.
I'm sure someone said the same thing in Am.
这里有洞可以钻进去。找一下这里，不是。 就直接走过来。
Who the fuck are you?
Hey, what are you doing here? This is our secret alley. Berta already pissed by those crates to market. Listen, that purple-toothed twerp had it coming. Not that anyone has proof. And not that it's any of your business. Oh yeah? What are you saying exactly? Wow. Most of the pencil pushers around here cave as soon as you look at them funny. Fine, we're going. This ain't worth it.
没开打啊，这没开打。没什么，不值钱就不要偷了。
You should know. What can I do for you? But that's terrible. What happened? I'm glad to hear you've dealt with them. They've been causing quite a bit of trouble around town. I've been consumed with other matters of late, but I would have dealt with them eventually. Of course I would have. Still, your intervention in the matter is much appreciated. Please consider this payment for your services.
15000才这点经验，现在这个博信的战友，让他怎么过才会比较近？也来，都很远。 这里啊，慢走进去。哦，这个。
Congratulations, customer. Your SAM unit is performing at peak capacity.
破除。妖怪又重生了。
We can head up this path if you want to shoot your way through a few nightmares on your way up.
And sanitize. Sanitation and maintenance.
东边的山洞。
Job fulfilled.
对，看不出来哪有山洞。
Warning. Organic debris stuck in tread.
别怕了，一路杀上去。
Remove organic debris from tread. Unit is ill-suited to rocky environment. Update. Organic debris dislodged from tread.
It is a trek, isn't it? Almost like we don't have working lifts or roads.
那女王啥都没有，这个都半一派都被 掠夺者只被被虐爆了。我没路了。我走错了？这里没有啊。感觉应该有一条路可以上去，可是就……但路是在外面，在这里，根本就走错边。
Dirty! Clean up the competition! Sam, putting trash in its rightful place for more than 70 years.
这种红讨厌的
Here we are. Told you we'd make it in one piece. Station ain't too far now.
Hey, you! Get over here! There are marauders up ahead! This station's under the protection of the corporate compliance crew. You a marauder? 'Cause me and my sunshine, that's my gun if you were wondering, we don't take kindly to marauders. Is that a trick question? Never mind. Marauders ain't smart enough to be asking those. That's good, I guess, as I wasn't looking forward to double tapping you. You're clear, but I would caution you against pressing on ahead. This station's plumb crawling with marauders, you know. I take it you ain't met the other C3s. Me and Sunshine are doing exactly what we've been tasked with. You want more details? You ought to talk to my crew. They're guarding a small barracks to the southeast, by the edge of the mountain. There is nothing I'd enjoy more, but the C3s play it by the book. Usually. Go petition the boss man. Maybe you can convince him to alter my duties. See that path that runs underneath that giant archway? Follow it on down. There's a little station near the cliff. You'll find the rest of my crew there.
拱门，那我是不是拱门？看不出来讲什么拱门。拱门。东南方，这里，三旗组。
How'd you get up here? Through the caves? Good answer. I wasn't looking forward to gut-shotting you. See, the thing is, I'm with the corporate compliance crew. C3, if you will. We're mercs, and our current contract mandates that we annihilate any creatures or persons that emerge from the tunnel.
Allow me to intervene. It's my job to mediate any conflicts of interest regarding C3 and third parties. All right, first things first. To make a decision in this dispute, I'm gonna need to know what your role in your organization is. A lean but efficient corporate structure. I'm impressed. Still, I gotta wonder. What are your intentions regarding Devil's Peak Station? That is why you've wandered out here, I presume. Our guidelines allow us some leeway in identifying threats to our client. Your unorthodox profession makes me think we ought to remove you from the premises permanently. However, the terms of our contract specifically targets marauders, iconoclasts, MSI operatives, and anyone deemed to hobo-like in appearance. As you don't appear to fit any of those categories, I'm afraid I can't quite make a call on you.
Don't we, as a standing policy, provide an alternative to termination via financial restitution? Addie, our chief financial officer, could confirm, but I'm betting if you're willing to compensate us for our lost time and productivity due to this arbitration, you could pass. I guess we could. There's something I like about you. Can't put my finger on it, but I feel like I'd rather have you with us than against us. All right. Lance, unless you have a final point of contention to make, I'd say he's clear to go.
Nah, I'll sign the clearance form. Just, I must advise you to steer clear of Devil's Peak Station. It's teeming with marauders.
Anything else you need? Trying to say we didn't do our job? I'll have you know, our contract was to stop any marauders coming from the caves. Didn't say nothing about the ones taking the mountain path. We'll simply clear them out later, once we've got the go-ahead from Berthold. That's right. Berthold Fox is our boss man, founder, president, and CEO. Bertie went down into the caves on a hunt for marauders, give or take, 6 hours ago. He's a hands-on type. Likes to handle the tougher tasks himself. Although, he should have been back. Going on 6 hours now. I'd ask you to check the caves for him, but then we'd have to kill you when you crawl back out. Space no. The contract doesn't target C3s. How do we enforce it otherwise?
A mite cold-blooded, ain't he, Donald?
Done. Use this. Signal's locked to Birdie's tracker. Should lead you right to him. Or his body. Whatever you find. Bring him back to us, okay?
You got it, ID.
Watch where you're stepping, stranger. You lose a leg, I gotta file the incident report.
山洞在哪里？我怎么没有找到什么山洞？哎，真的有山洞。
老衲唢呐安安12点来下载现场新生 PK。
今天就输了吗？这里。
That assist was a violation of corporate law if I ever saw one. Since it was to my benefit, and we're largely in lawless lands, I'll look the other way. C3 owes you one, stranger.
PK 版，
You haven't seen Constance,
完
have
整
you?
版而已。
Ah, there's her torso. And that'll be her legs over yonder, never mind. I'm Berthold.
What in the void are you thinking, creeping around a mannequin like that?
At the time, I was thinking, please don't see me, oh law, I don't want to die, nah nah nah. Now I'm thinking it was stupid to come in here. Means they're still holding the post then. Good. You might head on back. We can talk more there where it's safe. I'll be on my way. Once I've gathered up Constance's parts. Meet me at the camp, and try not to get shot on the approach.
渔民也直接被撕成2半。你看他从哪里上来的？哇靠！这洞也，这洞太广了，对，没理由再走回去，太多怪了。然后很懂，就看一下，那也挺大的，对吧？这么大我就不要收了。哇，长寿女王身上拿这么多东西。那就是说山洞比较安全，骗人，山洞哪有比较安全？那就一堆怪。这超商上不上来，没走没几步，我这山洞还这么超大。
Hey, Mannequin Slayer! Glad you made it in one piece. After all, not everyone's so lucky. Meet my corporate compliance crew. Then check out our weapons locker inside. I reckon you'll find something you like. Then we call it even between us. The corporate model is the oldest and most efficient, not to mention stable structure history has ever shown us. Plus, corporations got certain rights not entailed to individuals. I lead the C3s. Addie covers our payroll and expenditures. Lance handles the human capital. And Donald is our charming public face. Our system works. We've racked up more confirmed kills than any other crew you can hire. We were hired to do so. Why else? You did get the memo that we're mercenaries? Our client's a bit unorthodox, sure. He calls himself the broker, and prefers the glow of a terminal to flesh and blood interaction. But I can't fault his work ethic. Our current gig's to stop, by means of lethal force, any creatures exiting the caverns, including but not limited to marauders, iconoclasts, and agents operating for the MSI. You drive a hard bargain, Mannequin Slayer. It don't make much financial sense for C3 to expend resources on any killing beyond the contract stipulations. As the Marauders didn't enter from the caves, the requirements are murky. At the same time, we do want to keep our client alive, until the payment's cleared. We recommended the client safeguard himself, so I don't expect that the main doors will be accessible. Find a way to open them, and we'll clear any hostiles on the inside. I'd best radio ahead for Joy and Hudson to prep for us. They'll be at the station entrance, ready with our finest auto mechanicals to assist you. C3s, prepare to move out.
Wow. 那蛮多东西。雷电，枪听起来蛮猛的，雷电。对，果然是特殊枪，462。可是还出那个629。所以想要从这边绕上去看看这边是哪里。 哦，可以绕到它的正面去。对，这边就是正面这边。好，从侧面作战就好了。
There you are! Boss man said you'd be up. Fox radioed ahead. Said I'm to follow you. Provide whatever support you need. If those bastards start shooting, we'll join in. I gotta warn you, my girl Sunshine here is a tad trigger-happy. Of course, me and her will follow your lead. Just wanted you to know we wouldn't begrudge you of any violent inclinations. Ain't it the same, really? I'd say me and my... We can tell friend from foe, mind you, but it's... You're A-okay, stranger. Hear that, Hudson? It's payday.
先给他去杀，那杀完我会从后面捡剩的就好了。
Something's not right.
What was that?
Processing. Beginning security patrol.
Waste of company ammo.
And stay down, miscreant.
Exiting security control.
Resuming passive mode. Sanitation. Wired.
阿德生死。
I smell blood! Incoming! Get him! Get them!
我要两个剩一个。阿德生哇是这个勇敢人。
What was that? Take him down!
对，魔鬼风发射站那边。嗯。
Hiram must have sealed the door. He's spooked.
封锁。我只能去魔鬼风发射站。
You may not realize this being as you're an outsider, but the blaring alarms indicate the place is on lockdown. Which means you
Camp.
Neutralized.
Here's the elevator. Ain't gonna sidewalk.
哦，我就先打，那都可以卖，卖冲锤。底板，等离子卡宾枪，卖啊！
Here's
刀子没什么用的。
Guess we keep moving forward. Look for another way up.
到处捡东西，电棍。厕所。
You out there, whoever you are, yes, I can see you. Come here and talk to me. Face the intercom. I can't tell if you're brave or simply touched in the head. What in the galaxy are you doing sniffing around my station? Unless you are, in fact, trying to suicide by Marauder? And you, Nyoka, what are you doing lugging a stranger into my station?
You could use the socialization, you son of a bitch. Also, he hired me.
To what purpose? I happen to have some significant problems I am dealing with right now. Marauders, running out of purple berry wine 3 days ago, not being able to bloody broadcast. No. We'll deal with information-related business later. As I said, there are bigger problems threatening my life and livelihood at this very moment. The Marauders want me dead. And since my hired hands have clearly turned idle, it appears I need you to clear out the threat. As my newest contractor, you may call me the Broker.
Or we can call you Hiram, on account of that's your damn name, and doubly on the account of the Broker being a dumbass alternative.
What? Everyone calls me that, aside from you. Oh, now they'll take action. It's about time, I tell you. I'm up to my neck in Marauders in here, which, by the by, they were supposed to prevent. I barricaded the broadcast center, but I can only hold out for so long. Clear the Marauders out, and I'll pay you double the going rate. They destroy the transmission equipment, and I'll be out of business. The elevator and doors to the second floor are back online. Hurry before I have to lock them down again. Aside from the bits I'll be paying you, you said you wanted something from me. Something information related. I'll give it to you, in person, once I'm safe. Too many, considering I hired a bunch of no-good mercs to keep them out in the first place. Already, they've caused considerable damage to the station's property. If they take down the broadcast equipment, I'll be out of a job, permanently.
要开门，诶，开不了。
Hey, elevators to your right. Get ready. Street entry. About damn time.
Light him on fire, ladies and gents!
It's not right.
Get him!
What?
爆料会让三七族。哦，还是从大门进来。三七族加油！ 你负责打，我负责捡。
Waste of company ammo.
Waste of company ammo.
这样有没有2个？分析图行不行
？You hiding?
分析图被全挂光了吧？哎，真的不挂光艾迪。
That's the last of them, I think.
哇，分析图全灭！我才稍微慢一点上来，他们全部被 KO 了、啊，那么惨。
Ah, Marauder free at last. I'll get the door. You hurry on it.
是吗？我会出去。可怜的山西组，我吃慢点上来，要不全死。喷射器。
Never thought I'd be ecstatic at having the walls painted in blood, but seeing as it's not mine, I'd say this calls for a celebration. And you got me my money's worth out of the C3s. I ought to have simply dealt with you in the first place. Yes, I believe I do. This ought to square our debt. One hefty payment for a highly valued service rendered. But I admit, I do wonder why Nyoka has brought you to me. Allow me to pose my question in another manner. Why, in the nebula, are you here? Oh, great. I love doing pro bono work for friends.
Aw, you called us friends. I'd normally entertain your self-aggrandizing delusions, but this time it's important.
Important to you is not the same as important to me. Although I do recognize that you may have earned some goodwill during your months laboring for me. Tug on my heartstrings, why don't you? Look, I'll do what I can, all right?
Rebecca Hodges and Anders Wadsworth. They took a UDL contract back when Monarch went to shit, and I need to find them. I believe them to be on Terra too.
If UDL hired 2 hunters back then, it would have been for creature clearing purposes, round 1 of their Spacer's Choice outposts. These are the coordinates for the outpost under the last UDL contract. Now scram. And, good luck. Is that a trick question? Because to answer it, you'd need to pay me. Of course, I could offer you a vastly more interesting bit of data instead. Try me. Ask me anything you'd like. I'll even offer it for free. We'll call it an exchange, since you killed the Marauders for me. Ask me what you will. There are so many members. Do specify. If you try to cite me on this, I will deny, deny, deny. Do you understand? What I am about to reveal is the sort of information that gets a body disappeared. MSI's ownership of Monarch is technically legal, but it would give MSI too much power on the board to grant them such status. Exactly. But You didn't hear so much as a whisper of such from me. If you luckily, they are a curious lot. Insufferable. And short-sighted, too. What else do you wish to know? Sanjar's not actually at fault for his past performance reviews, but he can keep hunting for loopholes to get back on the board for the next century. He'll never be reinstated. Not in his lifetime. For Nebula's sake, even with the loophole I gave him, he's only in charge of MSI because every other exec died during the massacre at Amber Heights. I gave Sanjar and Graham legal information that would allow MSI to own Terra 1 once the other corporations had abandoned the planet. The execs had their concerns, but before the matter could be resolved, pirates raided their homes in the night. Some say Graham suffers from nightmares that leave him sweat-drenched and screaming. I would assume it stems from the friends and family he lost in Amber Heights all those years ago. You mean between MSI, the Iconoclasts, and myself? I bet neither of those megalomaniacs told you I was the true mastermind behind Monarch. Back when the colony was still Terra 1 and corporations were abandoning us left and right, I'm the one who approached Sanjar and Graham with the means to our salvation. I offered them a legal way to take control of the planet. If MSI were the only corporation here, they could claim sole ownership. Precisely. The other corporations were fleeing because of the hazard clause declaring Terra 1 uninhabitable. But MSI had lagged behind, giving Sanjar and Graham an opportunity. Take over MSI, stay here while the other corps left, take over the planet. Precisely. Without me, they never would have done more than play Revolution in hushed whispers over scuzzy kale ales in the tavern. Thus, the bargain was struck. They could run MSI while I would operate Devil's Peak Station. Unfortunately, relations have soured over time. Competing ideologies. Graham believes Sanjar has become corrupted by the corporate lifestyle, that he is now similar to the original corporate executives they sought to reform. And Sanjar has learned the hard way that Graham is quite morally gray. Luckily for you, not much, admittedly. Phineas has been in hiding for the past 35 years. He got in touch with Nyoka first, who I use as a physical go-between. The rest is history. As far as what's between us, I mean. Outside of... I do know this much. There is a sharper side to the good scientist than you'd expect. If allegations are to be believed, I am not convinced as to the... Luckily... What? No. Why would I go out of my way to intercept messages from Earth? There's no market for them. No buyer? Now, if you wanted... How low... I knew it was only a matter of time before he came a-knocking. Look, I might be late, but I fulfill my contracts, always.
Oh, you do you? I have lost track of the number of beers you owe me for chasing raptidons off your stoop.
SAM units never need longer than necessary to complete the job. Quick, quiet, and efficient, Sam sees it done.
I take offense to that. Look, okay. I was delayed by MSI and the Iconoclasts. The idiots were scrambling all transmissions to override each other's broadcasts. But as you've shut them down, I'm back in business. I don't doubt that you are working with Phineas, but my contract specifies I relay any acquired information to the purchaser, and to the purchaser alone. However, to send the data, I will need your assistance in cycling the antenna's receiver, so I can input the needed adjustments. You make it sound so scandalous. Phineas has been in hiding for the past...
Now you hold on. I do not physically go between anyone but that of my choose... Oh, apologies. You meant... Right. Yes, I braved the wilderness, so you don't have to.
Precisely. I really ought to give you a raise. Don't be ridiculous. We're resetting a broadcast tower, not filing taxes. There are no errands, spreadsheets, or rituals involved. It's simple, truly. I merely need you to waltz outside and throw the lever to cycle the power. I'll key in the numerical adjustments from in here. Eternal no. However, you're welcome to brew me a Just step outside, flip the switch.
This is why I stopped helping out around here, you know. It's always throw this lever, shoot that marauder, save my life. Just one thing after another with you.
Speed setting, whistle while you work.
Terrific. I'll be here, waiting with bated. Have some info. I may have asked. Give my.
扔出去。该捡先捡一捡。有点烂呢，没啥东西。
Testing 1, 2, check, check. Sweet stars. But that is a beautiful sound. Can you hear me? We are a go for broadcast. Oh, and I also dispatched Phineas his data. Impatient prick. Worse, I'm now indebted to him for it. Now I'll kindly thank you to get out of my tower. There's no need to assert your dominance. I doubt I could make you do anything you don't wish to. Look, I am well aware that at times I may have the tiniest iota of a prickly exterior, but I must admit I have grown rather fond of you. As Nyoka can attest, I do not form attachments with many. Do take care.
Why, he told us to leave without flinging insults at our persons. He really does like you, Captain. What in the void-blasted hell is that?
Black holes! Did you see that? Looked like a UDL ship. Based on the gunnery attachments, I guess it's one of the board's blockade enforcers, but don't cite me on that. Oh well, a pity for the crew, but I can't see how it affects me. Hiram? Can you hear me? Did you see that? Architect, save me from swindlers and fools. Sanjar, what are you bloody doing on my channel? Did MSI or did MSI not cease broadcasting? Yes, but... Hiram. Hiram, are you there? Not without a physical contact waiver. Ah, the good captain. The truth brings us together once more. Our salvation has come crashing through the stratosphere. We need only collect its weapons. Are you mad? That's a UDL gunship. You'd probably shoot your own toes off. Ah, I see you learned nothing while dealing with these buffoons. We could use the gunship's armaments to defend Stellar Bay, but we need its targeting module. Our message is so close to breaking free of this planet and spreading to the stars. Help us secure that module and we will save our colony. Listen, I don't care a single whit what you do, so long as you leave me out of it. Which means, get off my void damn channel. I'm more than finished with you lot.
威尼亚斯教堂。永怪摇篮。 单层，只能跳下去，不能跳上来。这里。这里往上好了，感觉这是最近的。
Warning! Rock stuck in trap. Warning! Stuck in trap. Here we go. Hit! Corpse detected!
I love a good fight.
我的敌人还有名字嘞！有名字的敌人是搞什么鬼？这么猛！红破重了。上面卖东西。活动。战术散弹枪2。卖掉。一个就有。偷窃、伤害加死。偷窃还有伤害是什么？这是写啥、啊？偷窃还有什么？哪来伤害、啊？
Dust accumulation and
这都有名字的嘞，约鱼阿乐，有名字的怪挺猛。你往前走就好，也是没那么顺。
I ain't doing anything.
attacking contaminant with intent to kill.
Everyone all right?
Please pick up all spilled crew member area assessment. Tough stains and resistant contaminant ahead.
往前冲错了，
The difficulty is simple as 1, 2, 3.
我的NPC 怎么都不爱打啊？这不是给他一个比较高的装备的吗？48够厚了吧？脚步正常没什么用，远程。对生物。看到怪又好，又没看到怪。巨型报秀不理他。他不挡我路就不甩他，先跑。咦，被埋住，我上不去。那我要爬上去吗？硫磺坑。
Even when they're in the best of shape.
Readying for standby mode upon command affirmation.
钥匙。这个就是一个主管昏庸就导致全部死掉的故事，有点惨。昏庸的主管害死全部的人，有点悲剧。怪 怪摇篮。关士兵，那总工程师不会抛到连尸体的后面。卷怪摇篮。要给谁？2选1可能会给那个烂。先试看啊，这个就比较麻烦，先给3次，为什么不行？敌对目标。
Invasive contaminants. Toxin neutralized.
And we're alive.
真是的，我就冒了，对吧？可以传了吧？
Warning. Rock stuck in trap. Warning. Twig stuck in trap.
If the iconoclasts... I don't suppose you've found... Well, because once we mount them on Stellar Bay's wall, Stellar Bay...
The point is, this weapon system...
Look, Seal.
I don't think...
Really? What is important is that there's a Excellent! At last, we have what we need.
I wouldn't get It looks like the iconoclasts followed you. I have...
I'm afraid we've got... Looks like this...
He's right, sir.
Well, I didn't ask for... I'll lock the south gate to keep...
换胜换不能，奇怪，应该可以弹劾啊！我这有个弹劾的，选错了吧？
If the icon... I don't... They're all mad! And what's more, they left us! I don't see... Not this again.
Remember what we practiced, sir?
Yes. The words in those reviews were... You two?
He has a point, sir.
Supposing you're right. How do these things ever start? Once upon a time, Graham and I saw the same problems with MSI. A rigid corporate... But, where I wanted to reform MSI, he won't hear reason... That's an interesting suggestion. I confess I don't know much about her except that she worked for Rizzo.
There ain't a body on this planet that can keep a group patched up like she has. I don't know how she does it.
I'd be willing to consider it, but I need to see her review first. One can't be haphazard about these things. Besides, if you think her skills will complement mine, then we should see what those skills are. Excellent. Her review would be in the Rizzo offices in Cascadia. Bring it to me, and I'll see if she's qualified. Well, can you imagine?
And roll back...
This, even if they...
I'm skeptical.
Oh, you see how... Good.
变成我要去拿他的评估报告，是什么超官僚，是不是？也不对，是这里。超级官僚。应该没人。下面，这里哦，奇怪，这怎么来个？错了，顶尖的医生，最佳员工。这边有售货机，有一个门，有门在这里。
Any luck bringing the icon? I don't like the... Very well. I can't promise anything, but let's see what we have here. Well, it seems like she's actually very qualified.
If it weren't for her, I'd wager the iconoclast would have died off a while ago.
I wasn't expecting to say this, but if you can put her in charge and convince her to agree to a meeting, I'd be willing to discuss terms.
超官僚，只看文件做事。这边有2个。
Captain, we should chat. Graham's got the right idea, but he isn't the right guy to execute it. I don't even think he's motivated by philosophism anymore. I think he's just guilt-ridden. I can't believe I'm even saying this, but I keep going over and over it in my head, and the only way I see the iconoclast surviving is we depose him. Yeah. I thought so, but now I'm not so sure. And maybe mine... Take Stellar Bay. Lick our wounds. Eventually figure out how... Sometimes you gotta do what's best for someone. I'm going to Okay. Deep breath.
发明它。
Captain, you must be back with the access codes to our new ship.
Graham, we need to talk.
We have work to do. This isn't the time for one of our spats. What? Zora?
You're running the iconoclast into the ground, and I don't believe it'll get better after we take Stellar Bay. The troops take orders from me already, and you've brought me as far as you can down the eternal path. It's time to step down.
The troops? Listen to you. This isn't an army. They aren't soldiers. They're believers. Followers. They pick up a gun because you tell them to, not because they want to. And you, Captain, after all you've done for me, for us, you throw behind this mutinous blasphemer? I built this movement from the ground up. I've brought freedom to Monarch, and all these years later, we're still free.
I joined because I believed that you were in it for the iconoclasts. That you wanted nothing more than to bring freedom to Halcyon. That you were selfless. But I know the truth now, Graham. I know what happened in Amber Heights. You didn't start this movement because you wanted to save us. You wanted to save yourself.
No. I've spent years atoning for my sins. I've studied, meditated, taught. I built the iconoclasts so that any man could cast away his past for a fresh start.
That's your answer, Graham? You needed a fresh start? After all those innocent lives? I'm sorry. I believed in you once. I did. But it's over. Stand down.
I won't. What happened back then was a mistake, and the colony has moved on. This is my movement. These are my people. If you want to lead them, you'll have to kill me.
Please. Don't make me do this, Graham.
If this is where my path ends, I accept it. But as long as I draw breath, I will not abandon them.
So be it. Well, Captain, here we are. Killed a lot of people in the name of the iconoclasts, and it never feels right. But this time it's especially wrong. You've got the Void help me. I'll never remember what that thing is called. The device from the ship. Do you have it? I've thought about it, but I think we're too far gone. Pulling Carlotta's support was crossing a line. You know, Captain, I never thought about that. Maybe he could be taught the eternal truth. Spread the message from within the corporations. All right. If he's willing to talk, I'll give him a chance. Well then. I've got to prepare a few just-in-case measures. But when you're ready, let's meet at the old OSI church outside Stellar Bay.
好，终于进到双方谈和的阶段。疯啊，谈和。那谈的是个隐藏选项，只要不知道把东西交出去，谈的这个选项就没了。
Hey, thanks for coming.
I wish I'd had more time to prepare a proper analysis on the costs and benefits of your proposed union, but I suppose we'll have to improvise.
Gotta admit, I really thought I was walking into a trap here. I'm ready.
If it were, I wouldn't be standing here all vulnerable-like.
Sanjar, Stellar Bay's got food and walls. And my people need both. If you'll have us, we're willing to share the space.
Do you have any idea what that would cost? Why, drawing up the budget alone is going to take weeks.
Not good enough. I need to move a fair amount of my people into the city. We need shelter, Captain. Suppose some of our healthier folk could offer aid. Some of us need to stay in the city proper, though.
Well, I'll be damned. If you two can work together, maybe there's some hope for this place after all.
Truly, a compromise? I'm not sure I'd ever have heard as much from Graham.
Graham was a murderous fiend, and I'd be shocked if you didn't already know that. Void take his agreement. He stood by and let it happen.
This feels like one of those times when everyone at headquarters but me is laughing at something, but you two aren't laughing.
Amber Heights, you haulhead. 10 years ago, Graham had all those people killed.
What? That's not possible. Even for him, that's going too far. But that means I had no idea, I swear. Look, we were both fed up with corporate leadership, but I never guessed he'd do something like that.
I buy it. Sanjar ain't capable of hurting a sprat, even from a distance.
You can't take bureaucrats at their word. You back someone into a corner like this, and they'll say anything to get out of it. Okay. You're right. Sorry. It'll take me a while to get over losing Graham.
You know, I felt the same way years ago, when he first left. You know, there was something magnetic about him that let you ignore the things you didn't want to see. But surely you know what that's like.
Yeah, I do. Okay, if you're willing to house and supply some of us, I'll have our more capable soldiers help out.
As am I. Oh, I can feel my blood pressure lowering already.
Thanks for coming out, Sanjar. Guess I'll see you at Stellar Bay.
Okay. Gotta be honest, Captain. Never thought I'd see the day. You've done a good thing for Monarch here.
谈判成功。 火机。帽子。让他们两个终于握手言和。这握手言和。博勋的战友。都没什么意思。哦，直接上传。
Crew members Ellie and Max are engaged in a heated discussion in the kitchen.
最低星2，水岸镇。
We are now in orbit above Edgewater, Captain.
阿登，怎么找水岸镇出生的去啊？不知。开一个冰箱的袋，多少？233，我比233更多，262，给个棍子啊，轻雨棍。 这么远，哇，这边至少还可以。嗯，地方有。真是，我不想打你，你在乱。断舍离。 哦，卖东西达到目标。200多米。
Scrubbing the dirt out. Cleaning cycle complete.
咦，这边的怪反而跟着变强。我这边拿第2代军刀，好像这是最初地图的怪更不强。我想要跟着进化。有自动收获机会，不知道在哪里。哦， 这里。已封锁，要怎么进？已封锁就在它里面有东西顶着。诶，这蛮诡异的。跳不上。扩张站点，可是它封锁了，就对，它从里面锁住。反正它这个需要特定的人啊，特定的人，需要特定的人，我搞错了。它需要特定人，出错人。
Crew report: Nyoka is drunk. Surprise.
要你要卡。要卡，我搞错了。难怪进不去，错人一起来。
I'd wager this is the outpost. Rebecca! Anders! Come on out! Hey, take a gander. The door's busted. Rebecca? Anders?
Huh. Rebecca taught me this once. You can jerry-rig these old locks so they don't open anymore. But we've only ever done that if we're in a real bind. Here, I'll fix it.
There, making blood-stained clean again.
我想要逃出君王星。他想要逃出，可是直接被。
They were... That bitch! They were all set to abandon us! What would Clara say, huh? Every day she'd ask if we heard from you. And she'd have forgiven you. The kid had a soul that made the sulfur smell like roses. Leave your medallions to rot with you, but Clara would want to be buried with her sister.
等离子故乡，刚哪个人就2.0，哪里？208。现在这个呢，才88，那这个应该更好，21级。哦，这个先卸下来。嗯，修理。33。 为什么拆不掉？我拿这个枪。老帮手，660。
At least I know. Ought to have learned by now that getting one's hopes up tends to open them to being dashed across the stars. I hate to say this, but Clara died thinking her sister was still fighting to get back home. I'm glad. If she were still alive now, it'd break her to know the truth. Yeah, maybe. I'm used to disappointment. She was still so naive as to let it hurt her every time it happened. Only thing left is to take these medallions home, which means figuring out how to bait the Mana Queen out of our old base. The most pissed off I've ever seen a queen was when a foreign species was on her soil. I'd wager the stench of a primal might do the trick. That'd be boring. Half the fun in exploring is the fact that you're on an unknown trail. I've never had the pleasure of hunting primals, but I hear they're all over Scylla. Let's tear a few apart, shall we? I'm sure they've got pheromones. Everything does.
他们找半天的人根本就不想要逃出来，不想回去。我就逃出来被劫掠者给 KO 了。有一个人进去的，哇，好空啊，啥都没有。空的可怕。离子发射器就15了，我叫。主管，围着树。围船上。
Crew report. Nyoka is drunk. Surprise.
一般2.0，看有没有噪音，没什么用。准芯片也没什么用，暴击伤害啊！电击，还有无聊的，电击。穿甲， 它是变电的枪，好像是电的枪伤害变低了。我往看哪？那个电枪。机枪，给我们发一把新机枪，还有没有？没有了。终极版。电枪，
Destination reached. Scylla.
Hey, you got a minute?
I can't believe I wanted to shake his hand. I need a shower. It makes you wonder if being a treacherous, two-timing coward is some sort of contagious disease, or if he was just born that way. At first, I liked what Graham was doing. The Iconoclasts were going to change Halcyon for the better. But then, we found out Graham was behind the slaughter of Amber Heights. How can anybody so morally bankrupt lead a movement to transform the colony? Yeah, maybe you're right. You'd never do something like that, would you? Slaughter a whole community of innocents? Yeah, that's what I thought. Let's get back to it. I need to put all this ugly business with Graham behind me. Hey boss, got a hypothetical for you? 5 years go by, they send you... You got a guy by the name of Clyde Harlow. I just heard from him. Figured I should let you know, seeing as we're on Scylla and all. Clyde's got a base on the other side of this rock. I appreciate this, boss. I know you're going out of your way for me.
Ah, 这里好了，口气把2个东西解决掉。好有钱，再好。
Hey, you. Looking for something? Got my sights on you.
对。
Got my sights on you. Got my sights on you.
啊，就来跟我讲话之后又没办法往下。
Got my sights on.
摆图。
Well, hey there, Hullhead. Clawed your way out of the groundbreaker at long last?
Uh-huh. Oh, sorry, were you expecting me to say something? Maybe a long time no see, or a you've aged, old man?
Your captain has a sense of humor, Felix. Good. there's a time and place for humor. So you
至少
took
要撑
Felix
到
under
1
your
点才1
wing.
点要去忙。
Kept him busy. Good. Kid always needed a place to belong.
撑到1点。
He kicks things what need kicking.
这么
And we look the other way when he starts talking anti-corporate. It's a good arrangement.
1点还有1个小时，
Hear
快
that,
了
Clyde?
快了。
I've been making something out of myself.
So long as you haven't been making a fool of yourself. I'm sure Felix has no end of stories to tell of your exploits together. I look forward to catching up with the boy. I'm working on
这
something.
1-2周会比较麻
Something
烦。
big.
是哦。
Something the likes of which Halcyon has
工
never
作有时候
seen.
是这样嘛，
And I want
没办法
Felix
一定
to
会
be
有
a
比较
part of
忙
my
的时候。
initiative. I'm
后
fulfilling
面
a
就
promise
还
I
好了，
made
只
to
要
the
不出
boy.
状况的
That
话。
one day, he and I would change the
撑过
colony
去就好
together.
了。
That day has finally arrived.
Easy there, Clyde. No one said nothing about throwing in with you. In case you didn't notice, I'm pretty happy where I am.
I'm not asking you to walk away from your captain, Felix. But neither should you allow yourself to be controlled by fear. Change is not to be feared. I brought you here because I want to know where Felix's loyalties lie. When the day of our revolution comes, I want
我
to
家
know
的
that I
工
can
作可
rely
以
on
参
them.
考《百姓贵族》这部漫画，表情符号大笑。
百姓贵族，我是真的没看过。
I understand that Felix is part of your crew, at least for now. If the thought of losing him troubles you, then understand that you're helping him solve a problem for an old friend. I want you to deal with a traitor for me. Name's Trask. Kill him, and bring me proof of his death.
虽然工作内容有的差很多 ，www。
只要一模一样，那就太巧合了。
Ratted us out to the board. He's been an informant, has been for years. When he realized I was onto him, he and his little cadre mutinied. Killed 5 of my own and tucked tail. I don't know where he's hiding, but his wife might. Rosanna. Lives on the groundbreaker last I checked. Rosanna knows my crew by name and face, but you're a stranger to her. She'll talk to you.
You think so? Maybe we should have a word with Trask. Get his side of the story first.
You'd be wasting your breath bandying words with that traitor. But if it makes you feel better, by all means. Remember,
黄川
I
红的
want
漫画
proof.
叙述他本
Bring
人
me
在
his
北海
ring.
道的日常生活，
I
表
don't
情
care
符
if
号
the
大
hand's
笑
still。attached.
北海道。
Here, my token.
荒川弘
Think
不
of
是那种
this
什么
as my
丛林探险
personal
的。
signature. Anyone who knows me by my works will know me by this token. Well enough. It's been a few years, but I still remember a thing or two. You had a chip on your shoulder. You'd argue over
钢炼
anything
的
and
作者
you'd never back down.
哦，所以
What
我
do you
记
mean
错了。
had?
钢
And
炼
for the record, you never could admit when you lost an
钢炼
argument.
钢炼我就
You
没看
see
过
what
漫
I
画
have to deal with? Let's hear it. A revolution is the work of a lifetime, Captain. Everything you see around you is the result.
钢炼营支持。
The board is rotting from the
钢炼
inside.
就没有看过。
Tomorrow, next year, a generation from now, eventually, the board will fall to pieces. Entropy is the natural state of the universe, Captain. All systems inevitably dissolve. When that day comes to Halcyon, we will be ready. Not all revolutions involve bloodshed and fire, Captain. One day, when the board is weak, the skies around Scylla are curiously absent of patrol ships. Besides, our facility is well armed and located on something.
What? 偷东西？钢炼，钢炼就真不熟，就玩过那个游戏的那个钢炼。今天的活性的战友。
钢之炼金术师，
我知道啊，之前刚练那个手游我有玩过，可是他的故事我就没有很熟。 这边的怪又跑出来了。
That's the last of him. 漫画算值得一看。
它就有些地方有点黑暗，有点黑暗的故事。快！送了，打一个我们打一个，一直送。刚练后面那个剧情。1/3，我靠！他妈的世界尽头，后面有一些剧情就，反正啊，这是漫画也是还好。一滴血分离出来之后。后面还想要怎么成为神的，点复杂，都想要偷吃角度。可以全杀。KO。样品。都有峡谷有。传爆后峡谷。结果，不是这几只，更后面。地形不好，我用蹲着杀好了。打都没打到，
百姓贵族最近有动画，但可惜台湾没代理。
可能那种漫画就台湾比较不喜欢嘛，反正有什么台湾很多漫画都带到后面就没了、啊。
That queen ain't gonna go down easy.
看网络评论好像是说作者目前被中国封杀中，也不会代理。
这么惨、啊。
Outstanding. These ought to be enough. Let's get back to Monarch. There's an old base I used to call home. I can get us in the door, but we'll have to shoot our way through the Queen's Brood to get to the center.
不是有些是
Password to the door is Charon.
他代理到那什么啊，一半可能。
但是动画是这季新作，就 www。
Hayes' idea. Clara, Hayes,
有
Anders,
些就是
Rebecca,
代理到后面
Opal,
都也没赚头，
Miyuka.
他就直接
Charon.
断尾，好不好？
He said it was some old
这看
myth,
好几部都断
something
尾。
about death and all the things we killed. Rest of us just thought it sounded cool, so here we are. It's an old cave system.
反正他没赚头啊，就是直接给你收掉，你也拿没辙。
虽然百姓贵族的动画也是泡面番，就是不过它的调性也只能做泡面番了，表情符号大笑。
啊，泡面番不就都是短片都前后也不一定相干的。
We are now in orbit above Stellar Bay, Captain. No blockade is a match for my piloting skills.
不要换它。
漫画就是叙述日常生活趣事啊。
嗯，但那种漫画就不是我会看。在这里。哇！
可以当小品看看，表情符号大笑。
小品，可是我已经很久没有看漫画。自从我开始做 YouTuber 之后，我就没有时间看漫画。
毕竟畜牧业的日常跟平常人不一样认真。
是啊，我是超久都没有看过漫画。我漫画店还有钱呢。还有钱，可是我已经很多年，已经是用年来算了，很多年都没有看过漫画。
这个要不要查一下漫画店到了没？
应该是还好，那漫画店应该是不太会倒。我小时候已经倒过2间，我现在看已经是第3间，很不止第3、第4间。因为我那个是有点连锁，有没有？
这几年收的很夸张。
我那什么，花蝶还是什么？看一下我的那个卡还在不在？哦，锦城啊，锦城，那个好像是连锁。它有 DVD 跟那个漫画，是 DVD 租跟漫画的这样。等一下，我先把该捡的先捡起来。2个而已，剩2个死在这里面。克拉拉。漫画店就跟之前网咖一样啊，已经被时代的潮流给几乎快淘汰了。
Well, this is the spot. You know, I thought I'd be angry, I thought I'd storm in here in a rage and exterminate all these bugs and everything would be all right in the end. But I ain't. I'm mostly just empty. A little sad, maybe. The first night Hayes and I spent in here, we knew it was home. It's safe.
是啊，时代的眼泪。
Monarch folks often joke about it.
就像我小时候最想开的店，一个是网咖，一个是漫画店。现在这两种都已经被时代淘汰。
It's life here, and there ain't anything you can do about it. But here,
小时候愿望应该是
somehow the sulfur never made it. The nights we spent in here felt like vacations. So we started building. We hauled in steel, hired sublight folk to help. That's how we met Anders and Opal. 4 of us for a while, scraping together what bits we could to build our home. Then came Rebecca. And Clara, her little sister. Believe me, she had a head for numbers.
反正那部漫画印象最深的是没时间画漫画，怎么办？不睡觉就好了。00
Turned out to be my
太
Clara, Hayes, Anders, Rebecca, Opal. Me too, Cap. Now let's get...
Caution! Infestation encroaching!
我家还没这么硬，表情符号大笑。不然我也不会来台上的 WWW。
如果还在忙这样，只要这么硬的话，我吵死了。说真的，假如是真的要忙到没办法睡觉，就是要增加人手的时候啦。说真的是这样，就到人手不够嘛，人手。
I wish these were more auspicious circumstances, but at least we're all here. This bringing them together, burying them. This is the kind of thing Hayes would have done. That makes it stupid. By all accounts, we should have left well enough alone, but that also makes it right. Captain.
恩这工作辛苦，找不到人，表情符号大笑。
可是基本上就人家说的啊，就是没有找不到人的工作，
而且别忘记作者在日本要求更多 WWW。
是啊，就人家说没有找不到人的工作是只有找不到人薪水而已啊。可是大部分人是
What? Why?
就是他的，要么他不想出，不然就出不起这样。
Huh. That ain't a bad point. All right, Captain. Thanks.
毕竟重赏之下必有勇夫嘛。然后薪水给的很高，还
出不起的可能性比较高，认真。
对啊，所以所以我讲到这种可能，这两种可能啊，就是有可能出不起，有可能不想出啊。因为有可能是他这个行业就是获利的能力就没那么高，可是需要劳动性比较高。这个就变成说，就要变成另外一种层面啊，如何提高获利这种，或者是怎么进行行业升级，大概就是这样。有时候硬撑也不是个办法。可是日本他们就是，
反正只能说详情请看漫画，表情符号大笑动画只能靠 VPN 找日本资源，就别想了，表情符号大笑。
VPN 哦，没那么简单。日本是很难搞的，
哦，还有没有水喝？喝牛奶就好了。作者是老农。
可是说这台湾的牛奶真的很贵啊，日本牛奶真的很便宜。我每次去日本去那个电玩展的时候，我都蛮喜欢喝它的牛奶，因为很便宜，一罐才30-40块而已，而且又蛮好喝的。台湾的牛奶就真的贵。
I believe I hear Felix and Parvati discussing the latest Aetherwave series.
地区也有差啦，有的品种的乳牛台湾不好养。
应该是吧。
反正看过，可以粗略了解到农家辛酸以及乐趣。
务农了绝对不会太轻松，一定很辛苦。对，轻松的话，那什么，应该东西是活不了。
事先声明，我家不是完全一样，表情符号大笑。
绝对不可能完全一样才有鬼，除非说那作者是吗？以你家为例子写，不然本来就不可能完全一样。
Rufus and I are no longer on speaking terms. I don't know where he is, and if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
养的动物就不一样了 ，LOL。
You're telling me you're on a first-name basis with Ms. Tennyson? All right. I'm gonna take your word for it. Rufus is hiding out in Emerald Vale. Got a few friends with him. That's as much as I know.
作者那边是全年无休的老农类诈。
Please, just make it quick. That's right. Our marriage contract expired some months ago. And seeing how he's technically an outlaw, I wouldn't renew even if I wanted to. Precious little. He and Rufus worked together on the Groundbreaker some years back before he vanished. A few years later, Rufus gets a message from an old friend. Something about starting a revolution, something about getting rich. Abandoned his work and ran off that very day.
He must have been recruiting, gathering up his band of revolutionaries.
Word of advice, kid? Anybody carrying on about a revolution just wants to sell you something. I don't know Harlow, never so much as bandied a word with the fellow. You're better off having this discussion with Rufus. Only that Rufus is in a bad way. He came to see me a little ways back. Said he had to go into hiding. Never asked why. He was here to collect his personals, complain about Harlow to me, and say goodbye. In that order. No, and he was particular about that. Said I was better off not getting entangled in his mess. Little late for that, says I. Appreciate it. No offense meant, just been a long day is all. It's been a day. Could use a little practice.
翡翠谷，我好像还没有开到翡翠谷。还是有，看一下。哦，这里，这里。
We are now in orbit above Edgewater, Captain. I'll lock up behind.
哦，这么远。
I don't know you. Whatever you're looking for, it ain't here. Move along. Armed strangers wandering into my camp for one. Some of my camp wandering out for another. Got any? No, I'm sorry. That was unworthy of me. Thank the Eternal. Wait, Marauder Camp. Is she all right? Queen of the Marauders, huh? That's what comes of watching serials. Rots your gray. If you could bring her home, I'd be obliged. And if you could cross off some Marauders on the way, I'd be much obliged. I'll tell you what I can. Well, enough to know we never got on. Zoe and Stefan were close. If anybody knows the workings of her mind, he does. She was lazy and thoughtless, but she's still one of our own. What is it?
又引发一个。
You hungry? We got candied ribs. Something I... You mean Zoe? Yeah. Zoe and I were gonna watch the... You sound like... Zoe was always obsessed with this serial. Masked Marketeer. A scion... Shame she up... The other day I got my hands on a genuine copy of the latest... Not much of a chance... Zoe's living with Marauders? Yeah, could be you're telling the truth. So she wants a little peace offering, huh? Here you go. I'll help. Can't say I recall Zoe ever acting. She called it journal. Hey. I'll...
先跑这里啊！突然间多了一个任务。白雾。
Congratulations, customer. Your SAM unit is performing at peak capacity.
啊，这边是还是原始的怪啊。原始的怪。远远赏你一发。是谁会偷我？
What I wouldn't do for a Wentworth. Why? Adelaide wants me back on garden duty or something? Thanks, but I'm not going anywhere. This is where I belong. Yeah? Or what? You know, you make a very convincing point. This place was getting dull anyhow. I'll take my stuff and head on back, I suppose. Grace is going to be glaring knives at me, so I've got that to look forward to.
OK， 挂台来去玩 Temtem 杀时间去国外的类宝
I'm
可梦
great
游
at
戏有
clarifying.
中文，不过挺硬核的。
挺硬核，好，拜拜。
I got kicked out of Edgewater on account of falling sick. I'd heard some outlaws. Instead, what do I find?
说服这个志同道合。
What is it? We didn't always get along, but I'm glad to... Zoe joined up with a band of marauders. Zoe. The same Zoe who doesn't know about... You pretty much... Let me know if I can do something for you.
What? 要怎么上？好，王者声望提升。好，王者手枪。 有一个洞，里面有一个人。这地图根本没有画这个。 感觉这个革命会不会复杂？
I don't know who you are or why you're prowling around here, but I'm willing to make a guess. You're one of Harlow's gun hands, ain't you? He sent you after me. Right. You just stumbled into a camp full of armed strangers because you wanted directions. How much is Harlow paying you? A favor, huh? Let me guess. He promised you some reward in the brave new world that was to come. Said he'd make you his lieutenant if you crossed me off. Thing is, you and I are at an impasse. Harlow wants me dead, and I've got no intention of dying. How do I know that I can trust you? Yeah, guess that's a fair point. Listen, I don't know what lies Harlow's dripped down your ear, but you'd be a fool to trust him. I never betrayed Harlow. Harlow betrayed all of us. The board's got him in their pocket, been paying him off for years. All that palaver about revolutions? It's a lie.
You're a real piece of work, Trask. Not just a turncoat, but a liar, too.
Go piss up a rope, kid. I've got nothing to prove to you. That's the whole truth. Harlow's just another board asset. A two-bit mercenary wearing a dissident's clothes. Yeah, I've got proof. There's always a paper trail when the board's involved. I chanced upon some correspondence between Harlow and his employer. I don't know that it makes a difference. What was I to do with that evidence? Bring it in front of the board? There's no authority in Halcyon willing to take Harlow to task. Huh. You ain't like other board agents I heard about. You got a functioning spine. You want to confront Harlow yourself? Be my guest. I hid my papers before Harlow chased me out. Back in the middle of the base, there's an old vent in a utility corridor. I stashed my evidence in that vent. Because he's for sale. Anything the board can buy, the board will buy, and that includes loyalty. Harlow was a charismatic bastard, and he was ruthless. With Harlow in their pocket, the board had an informant, a pirate, a smuggler, and a gang leader all rolled up into one odious excuse for a human being. Sounds like a deal to me. Board-sanctioned piracy. Harlow went after the ships the board wanted destroyed, capturing anybody the board wanted captured. If we captured you, we'd ransom you. Harlow liked to do the job himself. Gather up the captives on his own ship, vanish for a couple of days. Only that's not what happened. Harlow's been selling his captives off to the board. I don't know where they ended up. Re-education, Tartarus, maybe worse. Take it you've made up your mind. You gonna tell Harlow I'm dead? May as well. I'm never going back to that life again. Here, take the ring. And for what it's worth, my gratitude. Mulling it over. You need some... Tell you what. You need...
就把野生犬会杀掉。通风管理。
Some crew members are causing a disturbance on the ship.
吃苦了，他的我经历。风管。没弄好，可能就开打。
What's the word? Not surprised. Trask was a dead man trying to negotiate with his own executioner. He'd say anything to preserve his life. That's a damning accusation. Am I right to presume you have some evidence on hand? Those papers don't prove a thing. We've all done business with the board. They own the whole damn colony. Trask put you up to this. That miserable wretch. He's trying to undermine everything I stand for. You've got a lot of nerve calling me a liar to my face. How should I know? What the hell do I care? Trask was a traitor, and I didn't ask you to understand his motives. I asked you to cross him off.
Clyde, look me in the eye and tell me it's not true. Tell me, and I'll believe you.
Don't talk to me like I'm some common criminal, Felix. You're the one on trial, not me. I don't know what kind of poison that snake dripped in your ear, but as far as I'm concerned, you've been compromised.
Caution!
要和平人打我。
Dirt alert! Dirt alert!
What was that?
好，所以我直接开打。
Some crew members are caught.
You're adjusting before you pull. You're anticipating it. You.
Of course I'm anticipating it. What if I shoot a friend on accident?
That's on account of your stance. You want to lean into it. Embrace it. Work with it. You're not the gun. Don't let a hunk of metal jerk you around.
This is definitely not how I imagined it'd end. The void's black, water's wet, and Clyde hated the board. That's something I just knew. Now? I don't know. I don't know what to think. I've just got a lot on my mind right now. I always looked up to Clyde. The thought that he could be an agent... It's pretty harsh, boss. Yeah, I guess I don't... You've given me a lot... Part of me wishes we'd put Trask in the ground. You know, I think that's just... Thanks for your time.
我现在，我也没想要干掉他，是什么主动开枪呢？发现有没有改？好，明天再打。好了，就先时光到这了，大家晚安了，拜拜。
今天先实况到这，大家晚安，拜拜。